next count of 3, a door will open to your past life. And be pleased and delighted with what you can experience and see. Everything can be looked up later. Be sensing and seeing out your own body, out your own eyes. Allow the door to your past life to open on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Door to your past life. Tell me what you can see through that door.
Field.
Very good. Now, describe more.
Blue sky.
Wonderful. And what else are you aware of? Just allow yourself to walk into that field now. And the door closes behind you. And to help ground yourself in this past life, I want you to be able to glance down and look at your legs, so you can see how you're dressed. And describe that to me.
Like a dress. Bare legs.
And how old do you feel you are now?
About 20.
Very good. And now, allow where in the world you are to come to you. Where in the world are you?
France.
Sounds lovely. And what are you doing here? What do you feel you're doing here at this moment?
Walking.
On the next count of 3, the year will come into your mind of what year it is. 1, 2, 3. What year is it?
1941.
Very good. And now, on the count of 3, what they call you. 1, 2, 3. What do they call you?
Esmeralda.
Wonderful. And now, your surname. 1, 2, 3. What's your surname? Family name?
Don't know.
That's okay. On the next count of 3, we'll go to where you live, where you sleep at night, where you can see what you call your home space. Allow that to happen on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Describe that to me.
It's like a cottage. Sort of in the country. Sort of thatch roof. Little door.
Very good. Let's just check in again, just see what the date is now, at this time when you're looking at this cottage. 1, 2, 3. What's the date now?
1942.
Very good. And now, allow yourself to be in a time when you're inside one of the rooms you spent most of the time. Describe how that looks. Allow it to happen now.
It's like kitchen, big fireplace, beams, big kitchen table.
That's nice. And what do you spend your days doing?
Don't know, walking, working.
And when you say working, what do you do for work?
Something to do with the land. Farming, maybe.
That's good. And if you work on the land, allow yourself to go to that time now when you're working on the land. 1, 2, 3. Work on the land now. Tell me about that.
Picking fruit. Apples.
And you said you're in France. Let's see if we can get an area of France where you are. 1, 2, 3. Area of France.
Don't know.
It's okay. On the next count of 3, we'll go to your happiest memory. I just have to go to your happiest memory. 1, 2, 3. Your happiest memory. Tell me about that.
In the field, the poppies, with a soldier, just laughing.
Who's laughing, yourself or the soldier?
Both of us.
That's nice. What are you laughing about?
Just happy, just free.
That's good. And how old are you now when you're with this soldier?
21.
That's good. And describe this soldier to me. How does he look?
Blondish hair, blue eyes, dark uniform, brownish uniform.
And what's his name allowed to come to you now? What's his name?
James.
That's nice. And are you getting a surname with James? It is allowed to come to you now.
Johnson.
Wonderful. Now, this soldier, has he told you what rank he is at all? If so, allow that to come to you now.
Lieutenant.
That's good. So he's a lieutenant. Staying with this lifetime, I'm going to move further forward 1 year from now. 1, 2, 3. 1 year further forward. Tell me about that.
Sad.
Why are you sad?
Alone.
Sorry to hear that. What happened to this soldier?
Died.
I'm sorry to hear that. With only experiencing what emotions you're happy to experience, are you aware how he died?
In battle.
Okay.
Not sure.
Now, on the next count of 3, we'll just go back to a happy memory. Another really happy memory. A memory maybe from your childhood. Allowed to come to you on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. A happy childhood memory. And tell me about that.
My dad.
That's nice. Tell me about your dad. How does he look and what's he doing?
Just with me, laughing, walking.
And how does he look?
Happy. Dark hair.
Allow his name to come to you now. What's his name?
Patrick.
It's very good. And let's see if we can get Patrick's surname, which should be your family name. 1, 2, 3. What's his surname?
Gerl.
Gerl. Lovely. Staying with this lifetime, we'll move further forward in time to being 15 years old. 1, 2, 3. 15 years old. Tell me about that, what you're doing now.
Feeding chickens.
Do you enjoy feeding the chickens?
It's okay.
What I'd like you to do now is to be able to go to a time when you're looking at yourself at this age. You're looking at yourself in a reflection, so you can describe how you look. Allow it to happen now. Tell me you're looking at yourself and describe what you look like.
Dark hair, quite shortish, a bit messy, a bit tanned, a little bit scruffy, poor.
You say scruffy. Describe that to me.
Just like plain clothes, you know, like shirts and bottoms.
Okay. Staying with this lifetime, we'll move further forward in time. Further forward, you've been at the age of 25. Allow it to happen now, 25. What happened in your 25th year?
See a baby.
That's good. And whose baby is that?
Mine.
It's lovely. What's the baby's name?
John.
That's good. And I just want you to be able to tell me in this lifetime now if you're with the father and what the father does. 1, 2, 3. Aware of the father and what he does?
Seems a bit older than me. Biggish man. Not. I think he's a farmer too.
So he's like a farmer too. Describe how he looks to me.
Roundish, dark hair. Not that tall.
Do you feel you're married to him or not?
Yeah.
And now allow his name to come to you. 1, 2, 3. His name.
Don't know.
That's okay. And now, staying with this lifetime, we go to the moment when you first both met. Allow that to happen now, the time when you first met this other man. Tell me about that meeting.
He's come to the cottage. I think he knows my father.
Okay. And what do you think of him?
Not a lot.
Okay. Now you just move further forward to time when you got married. You can tell me how that happened, where you were, and what you see. That happens 1, 2, 3. That time now.
In a church. In the countryside.
Describe this church and how it looks.
It's like a grey building with a steeple with a big round window.
Let's see if we can get a name for this church on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We get a name for the church.
St. Helens.
That's good. Very good. And describe how people are dressed in this church watching this ceremony now. Describe that to me.
Basic. Not very rich or anything. Poor people.
Okay. Staying with this lifetime, we'll move further forward in time. Further forward, you've been at the age of 30. That happens now, 30. Tell me about that.
Just at home, working. Husband sat by the fire.
And what are you doing for work now?
I'm baking
And what are you baking?
bread.
Okay. Do you feel there's any more children or just the one so far?
Maybe a girl.
Okay. If you do have a girl, just allow that to become more of an awareness to you now. Tell me about the girl, if there is one.
Blonde hair. 5. Curly hair.
That's nice. And does she have a name?
Sarah.
That's nice. Let's move further forward in time, staying with this lifetime again, to a time of you being now at the age of 50. Allow it to happen now, the age of 50. Tell me about that.
I'm on my own.
How comes you're on your own?
I think my husband's died.
Sorry to hear that. Where are the children now that you had?
They're grown.
And did you just have 2 children? Do you feel you had any more children?
No, just 2.
Are you aware what any of them do now that they've grown?
The boy's farmer as well. Not sure about the girl.
Okay. Now, staying with this lifetime, we'll move further forward in time again. Further forward, you've been at the age of 60. Allow it to happen now, 60 years old. Tell me about that.
Sat in their chair in the kitchen. Just like an old woman.
How do you spend your days now?
Just quietly.
Does anybody else come into this cottage where you are?
And my son.
That's nice. Describe to me how he looks now.
Tall. Dark hair. Quite broad.
That's good. And is he still farming? Okay. Are you aware if he's married or has any children now?
Don't think he's married.
Staying with this lifetime, we move further forward in time. Further forward to being at the age of 75. Allow it to happen now, 75. What's happening now you're 75?
I'm in bed.
Why are you in bed at the moment?
Don't think I'm well.
Sorry to hear that. Do you know what the matter with you is?
I keep coughing.
How long have you been unwell and coughing for?
6 months.
Okay. Does anybody come and visit you whilst you're unwell?
My daughter, my son.
That's nice. And how's your daughter looking now?
Tall, blonde, like long blonde hair.
And what does she do? Are you aware that if she's married or anything now?
I think she's married.
You aware of any grandchildren?
One.
Okay. Tell me about him, and if a name comes to you. Allow his name to come to you now.
Jack.
And tell me about Jack. How does little Jack look?
Dark hair again.
Okay.
Blue eyes. Slim face.
I said little Jack, but he could be older. How old is Jack now? Allowed to come to you now.
10.
That's nice. Now let's just see if we move further forward in time, see if you get anything at 80, allow it to happen now, 80 years old. Tell me about that.
I see gravestone.
Okay. Staying with this lifetime, you go to your very last year of living. Allow it to happen 1, 2, 3. It's your last year now. Tell me about that.
Still in bed.
How old are you now?
$79.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, in a moment, to be your last 10 seconds, and you only can take on what emotions you're comfortable taking on. As I count backwards from 10 to 0, 0 will be your moment of passing. And if you sense or see anything at this time, just let me know what you're getting as I count. Alright, now, move into your last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Just passed over. You aware of anything now?
It's just back to the field as a soldier. A happy time.
That's nice, I'm glad about that. If I can get you to review this life to see if there's anything from your higher self, a lesson, is there anything you're getting?
Don't settle. Be happy.
And you can take that forward with you if you like. Do you feel you need to require any healing from this past life experience?
No.
In a moment, we're back in that corridor where you started from. And when I count to 3, you'll be there, and the door's closed for now to the past life, but can be reopened. 1, 2, 3. Just let me know you're there now.
Okay.
In a moment, I'm going to awaken you from this nice, deep, relaxed state. I'm going to count up from 1 to 3. And on 3 and only 3, your eyes will be open, you'll be refreshed, remembering everything about this session with crystal clear clarity, reinforcing every single positive thought you've ever had about yourself. 1, becoming aware now of your hands resting comfortably. 2, small movements signaling it's soon time to awaken. On 3, eyes open, alert, refreshed, and ready for the rest of the evening. You deserve a round of applause.